Hey everyone, Nick O'Malley here with Andrew Callahan from MassLive.com here at Gillette Stadium, where it's a little, not as cold today, it's a little nicer, and it was nicer on the practice field because the Patriots had everyone.
Yeah, for the first time since October 10th, so that takes you all the way back to when the Patriots were preparing to play the Chiefs, who were then unbeaten, came in here, 43-40 was the final, but before then, that was the last time they had a complete team on the practice field. And this is big because, you know, of course, they're heading into the end of the season, their most important games, and no team has perfect practice attendance this time of year. There were only 4 players on the injury report yesterday. Dwayne Allen was the only one who did not practice. He practiced today. If you don't remember, he suffered a knee injury at the Titans back on November 11th, but this is huge. I mean, this gives them, we talked yesterday about the versatility on offense with Rex Burkhead back. With all their defenders available, they can play many different styles, and, you know, every team wants to be healthy, but especially when you've got a good team like the Vikings coming in, and then the Dolphins and Steelers coming up on the road.
Yeah, and like you said, the last time they were healthy was against the Chiefs at home, and it's a good sign when the Patriots are healthy and they're playing at home. That's when they're going to play their best football. And the Patriots really didn't look good against the Titans, and that's when they were on the road and they were hurt. I think the biggest thing that really gets overlooked is the fact that they didn't have Shaq Mason in that game. Trent Brown was hurt in that game. Marcus Cannon was hurt in that game.
No Gronk.
No Gronk. And if the Patriots have Dwayne Allen back, Gronk back, both their starting tackles and their best offensive linemen overall, that's going to make a huge difference in the run game and the passing game, pass blocking.
Yeah, you know, no disrespect to Dwayne Allen, but obviously his presence is not so much the player that he brings and the impact he has in the offense, because when Gronk's healthy, he rarely plays. It's just the mere fact of what it means for the rest of the team, right?
Yeah.
Just the entire team's healthy, and you talked about it. The running game in particular was their rock against the Jets, and it might have to be here against the Vikings, because the defense they're going to face has been very, very good at defending Tom Brady. I had a post go up this morning, a story detailing that basically Mike Zimmer is the best coach in the league right now at defending Tom Brady. It's a small sample. They've only gone head-to-head 4 times. So if things aren't going so well for Brady through the air, they might want to rely on that ground game. Won't be easy. Minnesota's got a top 10 run defense, but that's going to continue, and having all hands on deck is only going to help.
Yeah, having Marcus Cannon and Trent Brown, they were dinged up against the Titans. Having them back, I assume close to, they're not on the injury report, so I assume they're pretty
good.
Yeah, they're good. You know who's good? The Vikings defensive ends. They have Donnell Hunter. They have Everson Griffin. Those are 2 really good defensive ends, especially Donnell Hunter. He's one of the more underrated pass rushers in the league. He's one of the most athletic, and if the Patriots have a dinged-up tackle or have to go to Lage and Waddle, that would be trouble. But if they have both those guys healthy, I think that's going to be a huge difference.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you always want to be healthy, particularly up front, particularly against a good pass rush. And, you know, Trent Brown's had a solid season. We talked to Mike Zimmer about him just yesterday. Obviously, Marcus Cannon's missed more time than Brown, but you've got those bookends, and it just gives Brady trust, and his offensive line's going to perform. You've seen his trust go up in players like Josh Gordon on the outside. Sony Michel in the backfield is playing a little bit smoother. And, of course, he's always had that trust about Rex Burkhead. We have a question here about him coming back. He is on the roster. He was activated earlier this week on Monday. He's practiced fully, and Bill Belichick spoke about Burkhead just yesterday. And basically, you could read between the lines that when they made the decision to put him on IR, it was for an injury that didn't require the full 8 weeks. And so he explained to Burkhead, they had a, quote, lengthy discussion about it. And so he's been able to come in and step in and practice right off the bat and be a full go. So he's not even on the injury report. As you said, neither are Trent Brown and Marcus Cannon. If this offense is going to return to an elite level, basically the last thing they have to do is return in short yardage and convert more there. And Burkhead should help them do that.
Yeah, and one of the things that Mike Zimmer talked about yesterday is that the Patriots, he called them the best play-action team in the league. And having a good offensive line and a good run game, I think that's going to do, it's going to do more than help them run the ball, because what the Patriots do on offense, everything they do feeds into each other. If the Patriots can run the ball well, that helps with play action, and if they're handing the ball off well and they're in a good run game, and if they do play action, that's going to prevent the Vikings defensive ends from really teeing off on Brady, especially on those play-action fakes. And in those spots, if they get linebackers to bite up, hey, Rob Gronkowski's back, and he's going to get more open, and all that starts to feed into each other. And I think the Patriots being healthy really spells an optimistic outlook for the team heading down the stretch.
Yeah, no doubt. You want to be healthy in December. It's really as simple as that. And I think specific to the play action, it's funny, we talked to Josh McDaniels about this, and I've seen, people outside who do a lot of analytics work, and they say, actually, there's no correlation between a strong running game and play action, but the play fake itself is really important. What Zimmer talked to us about yesterday, and you wrote about today, is that the Patriots present that run fake so well as if it looks like a run. And it's not just simply about the handoff. It's about the coordination of the run blocking. So you'll often see the Patriots, when you see a guard come from one side of the line to the other, typically he's leading the way for a running back. Well, in the Patriots case, that just might be a guard going back to block one of those defensive ends who you mentioned is often hesitating because it looks like a run and then he's throwing over the middle for a pass. So what the Patriots do is specifically tailor the blocking, the handoffs, the footwork by Brady on these play action passes just as they would run during a run play. And that's really smart. It's really important because, as Zimmer told us, not every team in the league does this. You might see it with the Rams are doing a very good job of this, of course, the Saints. Why everyone doesn't, I'm not sure. But frankly, the Patriots are very effective at it, and it's best had with a healthy team because then you can start a little bit faster, run the ball or throw it. And we saw what happened when they got down early at Tennessee and couldn't run the ball. It makes it more difficult to run those play action fakes and open up the rest of the passing game because they're going to sit back, and the teams who have played them Patriots well have sat back in coverage and had success against them.
Yeah, when you talk about Bill Belichick paying attention to detail and focusing so much on the little things, it's things like this that really don't show up on the stat sheet, but will drive an opposing coach crazy. Just the fact that if Patriots bring Cordero Patterson and fake a handoff to him, it's going to look exactly like it would if they actually handed him the ball. And if you get that one safety to freeze a little bit and like, oh crap, it's Cordero Patterson getting the ball. If he's short 2 steps trying to cover Rob Gronkowski, that's how you get a 35-yard gain downfield. It's not just Gronk being fast or Brady being accurate. It's a whole wide view picture thing with the offense, and that's the sort of stuff that makes it click.
Yeah, and on the other side of the ball, defensively, they're going to see a lot of that in terms of the Vikings offense with Kirk Cousins, who is one of the better play-action passers. Statistically, when you just watch him, you don't know if he's going to actually hand the ball off or pull it back. So that'll be a big key for the Patriots defense. And of course, as a defensive coach, Mike Zimmer is aware of all the things that give him problems, namely play-action passes that look exactly like runs. So what does he have? John DeFilippo, their new offensive coordinator. They run a lot of play-action. I asked Bill Belichick about that yesterday. He said they run some of that as well as some of the RPO game, which we've talked about before, meaning those run pass options. The quarterback can either hand it off depending on what one defender does or throw it behind them. So the Patriots will see a varied attack. Kirk Cousins is a very good quarterback. They've got weapons on the outside, and you could look at that running game, and Dalvin Cook's very good, but any one matchup, the Vikings can survive without, oddly enough, because they've got a very balanced offense and a very dangerous one.